90% of traders blow their trading accounts, not because they didn't have the right strategy, and not because the market is rigged, but because they couldn't master one simple thing, their own mind. Trust me, I've been there, I've chased losses, I've sat in front of the screen hoping a red trade would magically turn green. And what I've come to learn is this: until you fix your psychology, you will never make it in this game. It just can't happen. So let's talk about it. These are the 3 psychological traps that keep traders losing and how you can break free starting today. This isn't going to be another psychological video that gives you all fluff. This video is going to be the raw truth about fear, greed, and ego. I'm going to show you exactly what helped me stop blowing up and start trading like a professional. Let's get right into it. Psychological trap number 1. FOMO, fear of missing out. You see a trade running, your heart starts racing. You know you shouldn't chase the trade, but you enter anyways. Why? Because deep down, you're afraid of watching other people win while you lose. You're afraid of watching other people win while you also miss out. FOMO trades are just emotional decisions disguised as opportunities. Because why? You didn't plan that setup, you just reacted. That's how most people blow up, one impulse trade at a time. When I first started trading around 3 years ago, FOMO was something I always struggled with. I would see a setup, that setup would be nice, it fits my strategy, it fits my rules, it does everything I need it to do, but for some reason I'm just hesitating. Why? There's fear. There's fear of potentially this trade losing. So I hesitate and I tell myself I'm waiting for confirmation. When price does this, and that, then I'll get in. But all I'm doing is actually setting myself up for the next psychological trap, which was FOMO. If you don't take that trade when the setup presents itself, it can do one of 2 things. 1, it'll either lose and you were right, you shouldn't have taken that trade. Or 2, it will displace into profit, because every setup you take, you're expecting it to win. That doesn't mean it's going to win, but you're expecting the setup to win. So your setup is telling you that this is the right trade to take. You decide to skip out on it. It displaces into profit. It's already halfway to the TP. It's already 3/4 of the way to the TP, but you don't take the trade. Then you finally get in right at the very fucking top, saying, oh, okay, let me at least just scalp this little bit till TP. Guess what? In reality, that trade, if you had taken it at the entry, was supposed to hit TP1, maybe TP2, and you would have got out at break even. But price was this close to TP3. You decide to try and scalp it to go up to TP3. That shit completely reverses and takes you out. I've been there. Dave, how do you know so much about FOMO? Because FOMO was one of the biggest psychological traps that I completely struggled with. So what did I do? Instead of chasing, I built a habit of rating my setups. Before you enter any trade, ask yourself, would I take this trade if it wasn't moving right now? If the answer is no, you wait. Psychological trap number 2, revenge trading. Let me tell you what I used to do when I first started trading. Around a year ago, I slowly started locking in. I just realized I became good at always taking the right 2 trades. I would take the first trade or the second trade, and usually there would be A+ setups, and maybe if my brain was a little foggy that morning, it might be an A-, B+ setups, but I was always good at taking the initial first 2 trades of the day and have them be good setups. But I wasn't used to losing. I started to realize that when I started taking my A+ setups, I would win a lot. I would go on hot streaks and continuously pass funded accounts, continuously get payouts. I was that guy, right? But then after a while, like probabilities will have it, your A+ setups will begin to fail. I didn't realize that A+ setups could actually lose. Everybody says they have an 80% win rate, 70% win rate, but then decide to ignore the 30% that loses. They decide to ignore the 20% that loses. I completely ignored that what I have right now is simply just known as a winning streak, and a losing period would come. So I will take the first two trades. If those trades lost and I was about to end the day red, oh no, 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 no. I immediately would start trying to make my losses back, revenge trading, taking nonsense setups, looking for ways to just scalp it. I remember I would over leverage. That's also another psychological trap, but that comes from revenge trading, or that comes from FOMO. You see how all these psychological traps come into one? I would over leverage and try and scalp ticks just to chip away at my losses. And sometimes it would work, but 9 times out of 10, it would not work. Revenge trading isn't about the chart. It's about your ego needing to be right. And the market doesn't care about your feelings. It really does. It really doesn't. So, what helped me? I created a simple rule. 2 red trades, I'm done for the day. It protects my capital. It protects my mindset. I either walk away early or I blow up late. The choice was all mine, and now it's yours. Psychological trap number 3, attachment to outcomes. Most people say that they're trading probabilities, but deep down, they expect every trade to win. That used to be me. You start thinking, this has to work. And when it doesn't, you hesitate on the next trade. You FOMO on the next trade. You revenge trade. You skip trades. You break your rules again and again. That's how the spiral ultimately starts. You need to learn how to shift your mindset, detach from results, focus on execution. The goal isn't to win every trade. It is to take every quality trade without emotion and with pure discipline. Think of trading like flipping a weighted coin. You have an edge, but you still need to flip it 100 times, 1,000 times. If you quit after flipping it only 3 times, you'll never realize your edge. You start to think this doesn't work, and then you're moving on to the next weighted coin, which has a different edge, a different psychological error, a different psychological trauma. The truth is, your strategy might already be good enough. It most likely is. It's your psychology that needs upgrading, because once you start thinking like a pro, you stop chasing wins and you start executing plans, your trading will completely transform. If this video helped you in any way, please, please, please do me a favor. Drop a comment about the worst psychological trap that you struggle with the most. And if you're serious about mastering your mindset and your psychology and your trading performance, please subscribe to the channel. I drop content about the truth about trading every single week. You already know what to do. The question is, can you do it when it actually matters?